gods have heard the pleas of King Priam, and I, Memnon, I am the answer to those pleas. From the eternal realm of the Pharaoh and my own Ethiopia, to the reaches of Canaan and the city of Susa, I bring a host of great warriors that would humble any king. On the shores of Rhodes, we face our first sacrifice. Soon, they will learn that we have not come to conquer their walls. Oh no, we have come to topple them. In time, my distant kin in the Trojan courts will hear of my arrival and be glad for it. For we are the bronze arm, and we are many. The Achaeans may have found their equals in the Trojans, but they will soon realize they're betters, and they will pray to their gods for mercy.
O bronze-armed Memnon, your distant kin in Ilion have roused the anger of the mighty Achaean warlords.
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us.
And so you have sailed out, the spear tip of a mighty host blessed by divine Pharaoh, on a mission to aid exquisite Troy in the face of looming ruin.
I stand loyal to my kinsmen. My shield will shelter the people of Troy.
But be wary, for Rhodes does not take kindly to allies of Priam, and even now muster their forces for battle against you. Farther west, Idomeneus, king of Crete, will interpose his might ahead of you in the great theater of war between Achaeans and your Trojan kin. Take heart, great Memnon, for you are blessed by the dawn, and girded for war by Pharaoh himself. Your victory is assured.
Memnon's armies could not inhabit settlements and instead roam the land with no place to call home. Hordes earn their resources and favor by raising settlements, taking advantage of unique war spoils. Then over here we've got Pharaoh's servant. Memnon cannot recruit units from the Greek world, and why would we? He fills his ranks by sending for reinforcements from the lands where Pharaoh's influence and gold holds sway. Some lands are inaccessible to him, until he enacts royal decrees or our technology trees to unlock them. And then finally, we do not have access to spy, envoy, or priestess agents. However, what we have here, gained from our prestige, attracts camp followers from faraway lands to either bolster our armies or to grant ourselves special actions before battle. So now we know about the general concept before our faction. Let's have a look over here, beginning with our camp followers. I want all of you to picture right now, to pause what you're doing and picture right now a Bronze Age Total War. To me, that would be one of the coolest games ever. The Bronze Age is one of my favorite areas of history to read into. For what we know about it and what we don't know about it is absolutely fascinating. But over here, let's have a look. As a ruler of distant Ethiopia, a vassal state of Egypt during this time, Memnon does not have the same traditions of using envoys, priestesses, and spies to support his military strategy. Instead, we have camp followers. Now, let's have a look. So, we've got one Egyptian healer. Now, they all do have a cost. Like for him, it would be 2,000 food. Over from Ethiopia, we've got Ethiopian dancers. That would give me 3 to my horde growth. If I want to grow quickly, well, we need a good dancer. It might stimulate a few appetites you might not otherwise have. Then for Canaan, we've got what? More campaign movement range at sea. For Susa, evidently Memnon's father would go on to found the fabled city of Susa. Now, that would reduce enemy morale within a region. And finally, 2 more. We've got 1 assassin. When fighting any battle, grants an action that hurts the defending hero to half. Oh wow, that's really good. So we could easily take out any enemy hero. That's very powerful. And finally, Outrider Scout. When fighting any battle, we get an action that reveals all enemy units. I think I would prefer what we have over here. That's really good. But for now, why don't we focus a bit on growing? I feel like we should. Sure, it's 2,000 food, but I've got 3,000 right now, 1,000 wood, no stone, I'm losing bronze per turn, but currently my treasury has 600 and no gold. But we'll gain some gold. We'll take it. There, let's do it right now. Perfect. Now I've got my camp followers assigned. Very good. Oh, right. We've got another thing to look at, too. We've got mission issued. We need to defeat Rhodes. They're mustering their forces, and once I do so, I'll gain more bronze and food. Never did I think I would see Canaan, or even Susa over here in a Total War game, but here they are right now. Relying on the influence of the pharaoh and his own fame, Memnon can call upon reinforcements from several distant regions of Ethiopia, Egypt, Canaan, and Susa. Each of these regions has a number of territories, and each territory can send reinforcements consisting of a number of unique units. I read through these because I want total comprehension, and sometimes I just like to read. But we've got a few locked areas over here. They do tell you what you need to issue. It'll take time. They're also not cheap. Like over here, 5,000 wood, 200 gold, but later on, it won't be difficult to pick them up. There's a lot of units here. There's a lot of variety you're able to pick up too. Napata. If you remember, we had our campaign that took place in Dongola for Crusader Kings 3. Now, what do we have over here? Tribesmen, hunters, and spearmen. We are from the region, so we might as well pick it up, but have a look at Susa. Shardan warriors we've got over here, Elamite stone slingers, and how cool is that? Philistine swordsmen. We'll get them later. That's a lot of bronze. Very low in wood, but a lot of bronze. Ugarit, you've got what? Chariots 2 and Hinku guards. Well, they're very good. But let's go back down. I can't pick up anything from Kerma. Javelinmen, archers, staff bearers 2. I'm just looking through right now. More chariots again, more infantry, more archers. So there's just a lot that you're able to run with. And over here, slingers and infantry. But I know what I want. Alright, let's take it right now. I've got what I need. We've got a cooldown, which is okay. I could use some stone, but what about bronze? Pottery kilns, we'll take that. 100 bronze per turn, 10 turns to pick it up. Later, if we want, we could pick up some gold too. That's an option, 10 gold per turn. Then we've got our objectives. I need to go over this every single time. I only really care about the Homeric victory. So we need to complete our epic mission chain. Then from there, we need to go to Messina, way over here and raise it. Then Telion, right up here. Alright, and we've got to unlock every single territory. That is very doable. Now we've got one more thing to do before we go into battle. I've got 8 units total, of course including Memnon, our epic hero. We've got over here Ethiopian tribesmen. We've got Nefru infantry. They're also, what, a light infantry unit? Let's see. Staff bearers 2, low armor, but they do have vanguard deployment. What else do they have over here? They're able to hide in the scrub and forest, and a leader's will. Providing what? 20 more morale. We are the will of the Brazen King, and his will is great. Nice. Then finally, Ethiopian archers. A light unit again, of course. I mean, it would be weird if they weren't so early on. 42 missile damage, okay. And javelin men for 40 missile damage, but more importantly, they've got armor piercing. We've got one mythological unit, the Sirens. They're here to sing us a song, and now let's pick up everything we can. So over here, I can pick up what? 2 tribesmen. We don't need to pay for them. We only need to worry about their upkeep, and I've got plenty of food income coming in. So there we go. Now we outnumber our enemy. We've got what? 12 units total for my horde buildings. I can't build anything new right now. I've got over here my Ethiopian training range, so we've got more range to our missile units. We've got a pharaoh statue. My Egyptian units have more morale, and we're able to recruit more slingers and Nefru infantry. Then finally, a hero's escort, more horde growth, and more casualty replenishment. So right now we've got +5. We'll get, what, another point in 4 turns. So we could go after Lindos right over here, or we could go after instead our enemy, Cleodoros. Well, you know what we're going to do. Our very first battle is beginning right now, and here comes Memnon. Now, before we truly begin, though, we need to have a look at our units. So over here, we've got Memnon, who's got a bit of armor, not a lot, But more importantly, he's able to block a lot of enemy ranged attacks, a 65% chance to block all missile fire, 1400 for his damage, which is really good. So he's going to be pretty good at just being able to stay in the fray and deal some armor-piercing damage. Beyond that, let's have a look at our other units over here. We've got Ethiopian archers. Now, I'm going to focus on Ethiopian units early on because they do get Vanguard. That's incredibly handy. And again, I want you to picture a Bronze Age Total War right now and how cool that would be. But they've got 42 missile damage because of my building and all that. I've got more range too. They're pretty deadly. I like them a lot. We're not going to take a lot of damage in battle, I think. Maybe a few cheap infantry units will, but others will not. Now, I've got my staff bearers over here. They are two-handed club infantry, a light infantry group, only 20 armor, so you don't want them being hit by a bunch of missiles, but they do deal 90 damage. They'll be great for flanking or just reaching anyone, really. So after that, what else do we have? We've got Ethiopian spearmen too, and they're right here. So another light infantry group. I've got Leader's Will. They're able to boost their own morale by 20 for a brief period of time. So they're very good at staying in the midst of a battle fray. Now, they also have a significant bonus when fighting large creatures. It doesn't seem like much, but trust me, that adds up over time. Now, I've got my javelin men too. They're over here, 78 range, 40 missile damage, and that's most of what I have, but I also want you to see the general look of these units too. They look darn good. All right. So beyond that, I've got a few more flanking units. These are my tribesmen. Now, in time, we could make them expendable. We could do a lot of things with them. They are quite cheap. They're meant to be. I mean, look at that. I give them a club, a shield, and just a little bit to cover up. And I'm like, hey, go into battle, have fun. But here we go now. Now, what do they have? They've got giant spearmen. I'll have an easy time fighting a lot, but they're giant spearmen. And right now, I've got my archers also moving up, attacking their slingers, who are already taking a lot of damage. And as you well know, I like to kind of go into cinematic battles whenever possible. I like to explain to you my tactics. It gives me more time to do so. That way I'm not zoomed out the entire time, right-clicking like I'm playing StarCraft 2. That's how I like to do things, and to me, it's fun because a large part of why I play these titles too is really to look at the beautiful battle scenes. Sure, it's all about strategy and tactics, but also beautiful battle scenes, and you've seen Sirens, so I'm not going to go over them. But here we go. Now we're going after Giant Spearman. His job right now is just really to hold on and to keep all of them busy while we fight elsewhere. Because over here is where I could easily destroy and flank them all. And so that's what I'm doing right now. Their militia, they're already falling apart. My staff bearers are clubbing them. That's nearly over. What else do we have over here? We've got some more spearmen. We've got some Achaean slingers who have been lured in by my sirens and their beautiful song. So there we go. We're just kind of holding them over here for right now while we fight them. It's not going to be much longer before they fall. And they could bring in more if they wanted to. Now, way over here, I'm still fighting their giants. Their giants are going to kill a lot of my units. I know that. That's bound to happen. We're also dueling the enemy leader too. They've got their mentor right there. So what else do we have going on? We've got more tribesmen moving in. I was thankfully able to chase away some slingers. I didn't want them hitting me. We've got militia who broke over here, and you can see that my javelin men quickly tore apart one unit of spearmen that they had. They are now shattered, and so we just need to move over here now and break a few more. They are breaking. It's only our very first battle. It's meant to be kind of a warm-up. Got to get the muscles warm. But unfortunately, again, they do have giant spearmen, and these guys always provide a very fun time for me. We do not get our own type of Egyptian mythological units, but I'm telling you, a Bronze Age with mythology, I am in that every day. Imagine all the different cultures and just ancient types of deities that we would be able to encounter and even learn more about. It would be awesome. They've killed over 30. They're bound to kill over 100. They usually do. Then, of course, we have our duel going on. Now, while that's going on, we have won elsewhere. They're done for. We've beaten their slingers. We've beaten everyone. I'm moving my units around. I don't need everyone over here just yet. We just need to beat their leader, then leave. And Memnon is way too good for this. Yeah, see that? He's like, haha, I mock you. You don't need an Aga. You just need a Memnon. So now he's broken, he's leaving. We're just going after a bunch of giant spearmen who've killed now over 80, so we just need to group up on them. I hate doing that. Normally I would have them run out, then bring in my javelin men, but I thought maybe I could overpower them. I won't make that mistake twice, or maybe I will and I'll laugh at myself, but that's okay. But here we go now. our own unique units just constantly having to fight a bunch of giants. Imagine coming to foreign shores and you're like, hold on, why don't we bring a Sphinx or something? Or some Anubian units. We need some help too, okay? Come on, Ra. Or, you know, Yumi. We need to call upon the heart of the cards, but we're now done now. We believed in the heart of the cards. All right. They're done. They killed 143. Now we're able to move on. Well, we definitely won that one. He's out of here. We didn't manage to wipe out his giant spearmen. I did underestimate them. They took out a lot. 144. Damage caused, 15,849. Damage caused is gold value, 479. But we came out just okay. Now, I could let them live. If I do that, I'll gain food, bronze. I could kill them and gain morale, which is not great for me. Or I could gain a bit more replenishment. I'm going to take them on. Come fight for me, it's probably a good idea. So there, we've won one battle. That's a good start. We need to recruit more units, and well, I did that already. That gives me more bronze and more food. Alright. There we have it. So we don't have another mission I really need to worry about just yet. I'm also rank 2. I've got the War God's Call, which I did use on a giant spearman towards the end of that battle. We've got over here the March of Hermes, interesting. Lead by example. It's a good buff to have. It's not a big buff, but it's a good buff. I do like the idea of potentially having more speed or more stamina, but I'll take my lead by example. Yeah, we'll take that. We could always use a bit more, I don't know, morale. I've got my Pharaoh's Writ. Ah, okay, so we got more melee attack, more morale for my army, and more morale whenever they're within my aura. Not bad. Alright, now, let's come back. We'll go after, I suppose, Lindos over here. I'm not too fussed about what I get right now. We could always have a look later at what we get from nearby areas, but for now, let's come over here. Now, do I need to fight that out? No, I really don't. I'm going to auto-resolve it. Okay, let's do it then. Oh, that was quick. Memnon does not tarry. Oh no, he's not about that tarry life. Okay, decisive victory. More gold, food, and experience, and they are done. I could raise and enslave, or I could raise and kill. A conquest penalty. Yeah, they're going to be quite unhappy. Playing a horde in Troy is actually a great thing. It's not always my favorite form of playing, but for Troy, it's perfect, and I love it already. I mean, look, I've got two options, enslave or kill. It's really not too difficult. I think because I want to have a bit more when it comes to, well, I don't know, gold. We'll kill today. We don't have time. We're busy. And so we got them. Now we're daring. Mere minutes after the plan has been agreed, this one can be found in the very thick of the action, risking life and limb. Some more campaign movement range. That's what we need. After that, I've got to get ready, as we've got to come over here. I'll stay, I suppose, right there. I could also encamp. Let's move a bit more. Alright, cool. There's my encampment. So I've got to wait a little bit. Now, let's come back over here and just have a look around. Yeah, see, I've got to wait now. But later, I'll be able to pick up a few new soldiers, and they'll be able to help me out too. Let's end our turn. There's my first epic mission. Servant of Pharaoh. Under the auspices of the divine ruler he sailed, the warrior king of Ethiopia, far across the wide dark sea. After months of entreating great Pharaoh, lord of the two lands, to allow you to venture to Troy and render aid to the house of Priam, Bra's chosen has finally agreed to commission ships and ferry your men across the Aegean to join the fray. But you know too well that Pharaoh's blessings come with a price. So, I'll get what? I need to call in for some reinforcements. We know they're not free. I'll gain more experience, and I'll gain Chosen of Ra as a buff for 8 turns. I'll be able to move a little bit faster. Then over here, they want me to issue a royal decree. That'll take time, but it's going to happen no matter what. We'll finish up over here, then we'll probably move over to Crete. We'll have fun. We'll go down over to the west. I don't need to head over here. I'm just here to eliminate a few certain enemies, and I'm sure they'll want me to go to a few different locations too. But for now, let's come back over here. Alright. Now they want me to come back and call in a few more, but I need a bit more wood. Wood I currently lack. It might take me a turn, but let's go take care of
see
it.
it done.
They are relatively undefended, though I do need more soldiers. We're going to auto-resolve right now. We've got to. I've got no choice but to do that. And again, another beheading. Oh, you're laughing? Well, it was pretty funny. We lost only 250, but that is adding up. But have a look at that. Already rank 2. We are going up in rank. Now that you're gone, again, we've got our options. I would like to gain over 500 wood, but over here, regroup would be nice. Why don't we enslave? Because we need a few more soldiers. I've gained destroyer, so -1 to enemy siege holdout time. That's a nice one to have. So we took out another enemy. Now, what could we pick up over here? It looks like I could pick up Blessings of Ethiopia or Egypt. That's a pretty tough one, I think. It really depends on what I pick up later on. Spearmen or hunters. Why don't we focus on our own home? Sure, we'll do that. So now they're going to be even cheaper. Oh, I can't get anything at all, not yet. We've got ambush, but I've got to wait, so we've got another turn to just hold up. Now, I've got my wood, so let's go back over here. There. I'm able to once again take them in. Eventually, we'll get better units, but for now, we've got that. All right? That gave me a new level. Oh, check out that armor. Very cool. Okay, rank 4. I could specialize a bit more, but what else do we have? More morale? And over here, more missile damage. That's a really tough one. We'll take more missile damage. Prayer to Apollo. Yeah. Now, expendable as attributes could be handy too. Ooh, hold on. I like that more. Yeah, I like that more. So why don't we gain a bit more morale? Expendable means we're not going to have to worry about them breaking. Let them break. They're meant to. Okay. I can't build anything. Not right now. Interesting. Another mission issued. Defeat the following army. Oh, they're over here. It's a small one too. They returned. He went as a pilgrim hermit. One of the elder priests of Poseidon. Right, one of these over here. So I would get spear masters of Elysium. We could always pick them up later. I'm not really in a rush right now. I'm busy. So they want me to have what? 20 units. I did end my turn. That way we could be here, and I did pick up my extra units too. Yeah, we're gonna have to lose a lot if we want to gain a lot. But here I am. I've got march, raiding, ambush, and now we just need to besiege. Oh, they've got a few units over here. One commander. Look who it is over here. Alright, so we've got Rhodes, and here's their ruler, Telepolemos. Now he was the son of Heracles, and in the mythology he was killed by Sarpedon. Now we could go in right now, that's an option, or I could build up my battering ram. I've got to think about it. Maybe they would actually come out to fight me. That would be a good thing too, that way we could react to them. They've got spearmen, slingers, and a few other units too. Huh, I think we've got it. We've got Memnon. If you hover your mouse cursor over your auto-resolve button, you can see which units are going to be destroyed or just damaged too. So right over here, we no longer need to guess which units might be eliminated. You know, whenever you auto-resolve and you're not sure what you might lose and then you end up losing your giant spearman or something, you don't need to worry about that now. But now, let's head in. Yeah, sure, I did end my turn, and no one came to attack me. How weak. Now I could do some trading for maybe a bit more wood. That's an option, but I wanted them to come for me. I'm going to keep it cheap for right now. I'm going to save up what I have. That way my units will be undamaged whenever I go attack more vital targets. And again, what I have right now is definitely okay. I'm currently rank 4. Pretty soon I'll be rank 5. It'll take me only a bit of time. And hopefully in time too, we'll get some manner of new epic mission. Now, because I'm, again, a horde faction, I don't have to expand so quickly. Look at what we've done so far. We burned down Lendos, Camiros, and finally we're going after one more area. I'll wait them out if I have to. Allies on distant shores, a new epic mission issued. One does well to cultivate friendships, especially in foreign lands. The Egyptians speak of a great merchant king named Sarpedon, who has cultivated trade agreements as far south as Memphis and Mesopotamian Susa. As an ally of the House of Troy, the Lycian or Lycian ruler will surely welcome a gesture of friendship from Ethiopia, and in time is bound to return the favor in kind. There we go now. So, for 8 turns we would gain what? Cheaper buildings for all of our horde buildings, more horde growth, and it looks like a bit more efficiency for enacting royal decrees. Okay, that would be 150 gold. I have only 29 right now. My enemies are still not coming to attack me. How weak again. I'm gonna wait up a bit. But let's have a look real quick at who might have, maybe, a lot of wood. There's a few people, but they don't like me. Triopos, you already gave me wood before. Yeah, they really hate me. But Paris over here, he's got quite a bit. Let's have a look now. Could you give me, let's say, 1,000 wood? And if so, what do you want? Bronze? I've got bronze. There. I've got a bit more now. Let's have a look. That puts me at what, 1,700? Not bad, but still not sufficient. Let's save up what we have. Now, we've got someone who's come to foreign shores. I don't believe he's going to care too much about fighting in their more conventional manners. So we're going to focus on one wall. It might take some time, but that's okay. And sometimes I'm still in awe at how beautiful the game is overall. I'll come in here and just look around. I mean, have a look at that. Memnon is running through, and I'm just here enjoying the view. So he's going to go up there and hopefully disable one tower. After that, if we could disable another one, that would truly be ideal. You know that towers are quite powerful generally in any Total War title, and so we've got to do what we can to mitigate that damage. Now, in order to spread them out, I've got units all over. We're going to look like we have more numbers than we actually do. We're just a proper Gideon. And so now, they've got 2 heroes. That's dangerous for me. I don't quite have the leg I need just yet. But we've got to beat their king. Now here comes all of my tribesmen. I had them starting out over here, but they're moving over here to help me out on the left flank. They've got right now some slingers and militia who are moving in to fight me. I'm moving in a bunch of units. In hindsight, I probably would have had a few more of my tribesmen move over here first. That way we wouldn't lose any more elite units. But my units right now are just generally not very elite. That's right. We've got the power of ladder summoning. Imagine if you could summon ladders at will. Would that change your life in any substantial way? Would that benefit you? Let me know. Let me know how you would use that power. I'm actually very curious. All I know is that I could change every light bulb in my home at any point, even with high voltage ceilings. None would defeat me. And I guess to specify, you could, I don't know, choose the length of your ladder. Is there a limit to your power? Maybe you strain more the longer your ladder is or the taller your ladder is, but here we go. Now we're moving in. Now, I did eventually try to rush a bunch of tribesmen over here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take your time. Have them come up like bit by bit, group by group. If you have too many doing that, it's going to get sloppy. But here comes Memnon right now. I did use War God's Call. That way they would come to fight him. I'm just here to keep them busy. Now, if I really wanted to be mean, what I could have done, I could have had Memnon go after some slingers on the wall and just kind of like stand there while they all die. That would have been horrible, but awesome. Alright, so we're back over here now. He's gotten 10 kills. We're just fighting a few slingers. Meanwhile, I've got units on the walls too. I've used lead by example to buff up some of my infantry. They're not very powerful, but, you know, they're doing their part. So right now, they're just up here killing some local Greek fellows. Doesn't matter, they're an enemy. If you're an enemy of mine, you're Greek. What if I fight the Amazons? Yep, also Greek. Everyone who's my enemy is Greek here. I don't make the rules, I just make them up. All right, there we go. I don't know what it is about the Bronze Age that fascinates me so much. The manner of dress that feels so detached from our own. The type of mysterious fates that we can only really wonder about for certain cultures and what happened to them. So here we go. Now we've got a duel happening right over here. So these two get to fight for just a little while. There we go. It's going to be a long fight, but it's going to be a good fight. Look, he's got a broom. See? That's not normal. Do you wear a broom on your head? I don't. Would it be handy? Yeah, maybe. All right, so over here, we've got a bunch of dead militiamen. My spearmen have 16 kills. My Nephru infantry, they've got what? 10 kills, 48 damage. So now we just need them to move down. We've captured one tower. We've got to get another one. And so now I'm going to rush in pretty soon with all of my tribesmen. That may take time. It's a fairly long battle. It's not an easy battle. It's really not. Siege battles tend to not be easy, especially early on. Well, actually, later on it gets even worse depending on what you have going on. So now I'm going to bring in a few units because all we can do right now is just really duel. He's a defender. I'm one epic hero. We have no choice right now but to fight. And so, fight we shall. There we go. Alright. It's been a bit, but am I coming back to playing a whole bunch of Total War titles? Absolutely. I've got so many ideas. I've been really hankering for some Napoleon Total War. I miss gunpowder a lot. I miss the sound of those cannons. The overall vibe and aesthetic of that game was incredible. And see, right over here, we're not going to do anything with them. Let them wait over here. They're like, hey, we've got to watch out. There's enemies. However, eventually, they're going to lose a lot. And they'll be forced to come fight me. But they'll be forced to travel across their own town and therefore lose. So right now, we've captured another tower. We've got more units moving down. We've got what? Over here. One hero. We've got... Let's see. No one really coming to approach me just yet. I'm still chasing after a few of them. We just need to take our time. And if we want, we could just sit over here for a bit and watch a duel take place. Now, these to me... And you can tell me what you think too. I'm giving my own personal subjective opinions. And I'll preface that every so often because some people need to be reminded too. But I really feel like the format for the duels are much more interesting here than they are in Three Kingdoms. The forced duels were a very neat idea, but the variety was way too limited. Locking away a hero like that was a bit much, where they would just kind of get locked in, and it wasn't too fascinating to me. It wasn't too compelling. But here, I find it to be much more interesting, even though I don't have to like click on duel. And sure, it might be the same animations over time. There are some differences depending on their fighting style and all that. But again, I could take them out. I could have him run out at any point, so it feels a bit more flexible. Now he's shaken, so soon he's going to break. They do have another hero on the way. I won't be able to beat him easily. I'll try to bring in my infantry to go, I don't know, weaken him a bit. Also, I wasn't sure about the soundtrack overall when I first heard it. I was like, okay, that's different. I didn't hate it, but it was different. But after like a day of playing, I was like, you know what? This might be one of my favorite Total War tracks. It actually feels like a movie track. Like if I was watching Troy, maybe even elements of 300. Oh, look at him run in. He's like, oh no, never mind. I'm only kidding. Oh God. There we go. And I love having this hybrid faction of a mixture of different units. The overall visuals just vary so much, and we'll only be getting more. I can't wait to get Canaanites. All right. Here we go. And when I saw Philistine swordsmen, are you kidding me? That's so cool. All right. They were watching the battle. A very common thing for everyone to stop what they're doing, like when Memnon and Achilles dueled. Everyone was like, you know what, guys? We're not going to see that again. Let's watch. I like how he just like mocks him as he flees. But now we need to come over here. As I told you before, it's a fairly long battle. It doesn't seem complicated, but it is really. In a weird way, it is, because I'm having to ensure that I constantly maintain contact with a bunch of different enemy ranged units. If I don't do that, they could easily kill hundreds. What I do, I try to optimize my choices when it comes to minimizing our losses. Obviously, I could make a poor choice here and there. I am using a lot of infantry. Infantry can take a lot of losses. Generally, if you want to like be a little bit more gamey with it, you might use more ranged units and try to wait them out and pick them off. But already, I'm focusing most of my power on one point. We could bring in some quotes from the Art of War and talk about that. If we were spread too thin, what would happen? What if I attacked that wall over there? That wall too, and that one. I would lose a lot. Towers would destroy me, and I wouldn't be able to properly support my infantry. But here we go. Another fight. Whoa. No one will remember me. Let's stare a bit. He's like, yeah, okay. Whoa. Hold on. That woke me up. I think maybe that shocked his hubris so much. He's like, no one's gonna remember me? No, it can't be. I'm Memnon. Not Anon. Alright. So there we go. We'll let those two just go at it for a little bit. We've got more soldiers moving in. So now we just want to kind of move ahead and go after these spearmen who are right up over there. It won't take too long to beat that one hero. He's nearly done for now. One defender. He's now shattered, so now their hero's gone. So what are we going to do? Unfortunately, we are exhausted. I'm going to let you know now. Future choices I'll make for abilities, I'm going to choose things that will help negate exhaustion. It's a terrible thing to have. It weakens you so much, and it makes you exploitable. You don't want that. I don't want that. Now, let's wait for the next phase of our siege battle. We've won so far. So here's our perspective right now. I'm chasing after one hero, but in time, I'm just going to move them all over to their victory point, their plaza. After that, I'm moving over a few other units. Only my sirens will make it. And we're also fighting right over here. You can see my Ethiopian spearmen doing their best right now. If only I could see my title cards from way up here, but I cannot. But that's okay. And I've got my hero also going after a bunch of skirmishers. They have javelins. We don't want to fight that. I don't want to fight that. So we're going to move in and beat them. Now, I'm going to call them in with my War God's Call. You just saw that. There we go. So now, we're just going to keep them busy. I am exhausted. That's going to make it difficult. And while that's going on, I'm running in a few more units. Like over here, I've got my tribesmen going after more slingers. The Achaean slingers, well, they're fighting a new foe, a new threat today. And we're also still going after their spearmen. We'll have to go flank them in a bit. They've killed over 40 so far. They're actually difficult. They're tough. I've got, what, 10 armor? I've killed 60. They've got 40 armor. They've got a lot more armor. 70 damage. I've got only 69. Hey, that's pretty nice. And so now, these units over here will choose to move here on up the ramp over towards the plaza. They might not make it in time for what's happening over to the left side, the west side, but that's okay too. Now, there we go. We're still killing these slingers. We've got over 30 kills. We're getting closer to our victory. We're just not there yet. It takes time. We've got to take our time. And here's our battle. Let's have a more cinematic view of the battle as it takes place. We'll fight him in the shade, we'll fight him in the sun. It doesn't really matter, though we do get power from the sun. We're all about raw. We're all about that light. I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for Yugi to pop up. Man, if you ever read like the early Yu-Gi-Oh manga or saw an early iteration of the Yu-Gi-Oh show, boy, it was really dark. They didn't play the card game yet. Instead, they would play games, but like really dark games. He would often take on like evil people, and the punishment, the penalty for losing was extreme. I'm talking about people on fire, people blinded, just crazy stuff, people going mad. I'm serious. If you don't believe me, check it out. I talk about it with my friends every so often whenever we bring it up. It's like, oh, yo, early Yu-Gi-Oh was dark as hell. All right, so Spearmen, nearly 100 kills. They're still dealing a lot of damage. I got tribesmen who moved in, and there's my main army finally moving in. Now, I did bring in one group of tribesmen. They're kind of meant to be fodder. They're meant to be bait over here. They are going to lose. They're not going to make it, but sometimes you've got to send in the bait if you want to get a big catch. I'm just here to tire them out and keep them busy. See, I want them over here. That way they're not actually paying attention to my main army. That way they'll move in and destroy them. Younger me wouldn't have done that. Younger me would have been like, I've got to save every unit. No, I understand. I've got to make hard choices to save more. I've got to be a bit utilitarian with my ethical quandaries as a military leader. Oh, there we go. He's just kicking through. See, he's tired. He's taking damage, but they're only skirmishers, so they're not going to beat him. And they are losing heart way over here. They were bound to do that. See, now they're already broken. They did a lot there. They killed over 100 total. They did a great job fighting. They fought well for Raw. And now we broke one group of spearmen. They got 126 kills, but we outnumbered them. From there, we've got another War God's Call. We're still just focusing on these skirmishers to come fight me. I'm going to send in some help later on, but look at the body count. I mean, imagine you're walking down the road, you're whistling a nice little tune, and you see that happen. It'll be like, nope, you know what? I'm out. Don't go close to Memnon. Don't do it. All right, so over here, they're broken, but now I'm able to focus on their slingers. I've used my lore to ensure that they cannot do anything. See, now they're just kind of like, which way do I go, boss? And they have no idea. They don't know what they're doing. Look at that. He's nearly killed the entire group now. They've got 82, but again, there's just a pile of bodies here. He's so tired that he's not swinging often, unfortunately. That's why I hate fatigue, and I'm going to be more careful. It happens a little bit faster whenever you're climbing up ladders, but there we go. They're out of control. The other groups, I mean, they're going to break soon. We've got, what, 2 whole groups of spearmen, which is okay. We're just going to break them soon. There we go. Sirens attacking from above. They can't do much else other than die. I mean, look at that contrast here. They're trying. They're bearded, but their beards are no match for the club. The club is a good weapon. I like that weapon. Oh man. Okay. It is done. The battle is over. We have taken all of Rhodes. They have been defeated. Good job, my friends. And we got him too. He's out of here. Good night, sweet prince, or king, rather. Did lose one entire unit, but that's okay. They are meant to be expendable. There's more where that came from, to put it lightly. Okay, 5 gold, food, and experience again. 330 lost, but we're able to move on now. Raise and enslave. I want to grow quickly, so I do like that idea a lot. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Sure. Alright, so we've got a new trait gained. Sapper. You need a strong back and arms, and no fear of confined spaces, of course. Oh, and nerve by the cartload. No kidding. Over here, a Kian Kithen. It's a linen or wool cloak made from a single rectangle of cloth. Alright, well I've got it. +1 to motivation. I killed someone and took their cloak. And that also gives me more influence. But there we go. Goodbye to Rhodes. Alright, so right now, I've got some wood. I need a bit more wood. And I've got more wood from the battle too. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to end my turn, but then we need to have a look around. We need to really consider what do we want and what do we truly do need. As of right now, you know, we just need more of that wood. Come over here. We could move up north and raise one area, but if it belongs to an ally or someone over here, which is very likely, then I need to be careful. I do have people who are friendly to me, so I don't want to fight them. But we could also move elsewhere too, like down over here. Now, if I get a new building, that would be more replenishment. My other options over here would be what? More replenishment again. Sure, cheaper buildings. Tier 1 mythic units. Ah, I gotcha. That could be handy too. Then I could pray to one of the many gods or goddesses. So I've got options over here. 12% more for my campaign movement range. Yeah, I'm going to hold on for right now because, I mean, I like what I have here, but I want to be able to get my more elite units, especially now. I've also got that epic mission to send away a bit of gold. A bit of gold, I say. It's a lot of gold, but I've got to do it. It's got to be a gift, unfortunately, which means I won't gain anything for it. Outside of, I don't know, friendship. Yeah, there we go. A diplomatic gift. Take that and enjoy it. Because I won't. Alright, that mission is done. I'm not sure what they're going to give to me just yet, but we've got some time. And I'm also going to get a bit more wood. That way, we'll be able to pick up a few new units too. I do want more elite units, and also I want to build up what I have over here as my horde buildings. I mean, we've got a lot to pick up. I've got one more turn to go until I have a positive income of bronze, which is great. I'll try to build up on stone and even gold later on. Now, I did build over here Egyptian scrolls of knowledge. That way I would have cheaper buildings. Now, let's come on down. There were those mythical enemies for me to fight right down over here, and I wouldn't mind beating them in battle. There they are. Alright, we'll be there in one more turn. I'll probably need some new units as we go along. I'm not going to pray to any gods just yet. Emissaries could be interesting. And I've got many other options too. Now, we also have a new mission, a new epic mission. Have at least 5 camp followers in any army. Now, if I'm destroyed in battle, I'm going to lose my followers, so I've got to watch out. The worthy flocked to godlike Memnon, he who had seen the sun rise and set on many a strange shore. From the blessed spring and the great river, to the eastern lands of Mesopotamia, men of renown have heard of your might and support your quest to repel Achaean aggression against Troy. Granted, not all those who would render aid carry blades, but to a savvy ruler, a wise man's word is often worth more than bronze. That would give me so much. Have a look at that. 2,000 wood, 500 bronze, 1,000 stone, and more experience for me. That's why we've got to carry out our missions, or we're going to be here for a while. Actually, that army is quite small, so I could, again, save up what I have, and I do want to, as I do want more bronze and much more after that. So let's get ready for a new turn, but I've also got to look over here too. I did get my dancers. Now I need a few more. Alright, we'll take that. From Susa, a rumor monger. Oh, a gossiper. We know all about those. I'm sure we all have the one in our life. There we go. There's one more. I would love to pick up more again. Let's do it. There's 4. Right from Canaan. Alright, so I've got that now. That gives me more campaign movement. I've got 1 more to pick up. I can't pick up my assassin over here, which means I'll pick up my outrider then, just to get it done. Or I could wait for 1 turn and then pick up that assassin. But I do need 1 more gold. Now my other option is quite simple too. And you know what it is. I come over here and I'm like, hey, I wonder who has gold. I need gold. So we'll have a look. No one really has a lot of gold. That's okay. I'll find someone who really likes me. So we'll come over here. And I don't show you every micromanaged deal, but I want to show you what I'm doing here. So we've got a few options. Troy, there's 1. Alright, so we'll come over to single barter. All I need is 1 gold. Only 1, okay? There's your stone. Enjoy. Alright, now that we're done doing that, we can come back over here and pick up our assassin. Once I have a bit more gold after that, like 40 gold, I could wound an enemy commander or hero. Alright, there we go. 1 more mission completed. That gives me a lot. I've got 2 available skill points, so what do I want over here? I like the idea of not fatiguing, so we're gonna take what's over here. See that? Grants fatigue reduction. Getting tired is a sure way to be killed. Now, I could pick up another one. If he never tires out, he's going to have a very distinct advantage. However, I do just want to go down the line for now, and we'll pick up a few more abilities later on. Alright, Divine Challenge, a very handy one to have. I do like that. The idea of forcing my enemies to fight me is pretty handy. So after that, we just need to end our turn
Memnon of Ethiopia.
and easily beat these enemies over here. Whatever experience I can get, I do want. That's what I'm talking about. There's my income now. Alright, let's come back over here. Now, let's pick up another one. Only 4 turns to pick up 10 gold per turn. I've got to take it. Later I'll get my stone, then I'll have more stone. Then later we could pick up, let's say, a bit of horde growth, or even over here, we could have our Egyptian units become cheaper, so we've got a lot of options. I'm just here to make things cheaper. It's got to be economic for me to really persist. Oh! They're very strong. Okay, I've got to fight them then. We do have the numbers, but they've got the quality. Now, here's my rumor monger. I've got more morale. I can't call in anyone, but that's okay. They've got what? Positive motivation. Let's go beat a mortal who's leading the immortals. It's really a pretty interesting battle here. Even though I do outnumber them, I've got to be careful. They're still quite deadly for me. They could easily kill a lot. So Memnon, because he's got a shield, because he's quite sturdy, I'm going to send him right into the lion's den. I've got over here my hidden hunters. They're going to wait and attack. I did pick up a few more soldiers. That way we could easily render them just completely destroyed in just a brief amount of time. To do that, I needed more javelin men. Over here, I've got my sirens waiting too. Memnon, he's heading in. I've got my tribesmen over here. See, I'm picking up a lot of Ethiopian units. That way we could have Vanguard. And hopefully in time, I'll be able to get that for Memnon, because I would like for him to join his units in battle. So here we go. The Fighters of Elysium. Not an easy bunch, but they do have a mortal leader. I had the gold to hire that assassin to wound him a bit, but I'm going to save that for later. Maybe whenever we go to Crete, because we'll be going there eventually. So there we go now. They're coming for him, and that's okay. Let them come for him. They're meant to. He's going to take a lot of damage, but the idea here is to not only win the battle, but preserve my army's strength. So here comes all of my many javelin men. They are so darn good. I've got hunters who are moving up. It doesn't seem like they're very good, but trust me, they deal a lot. Hunters are okay. Javelin men are supreme, though. So now we're going to focus on them. Elysium or not, watch them melt away quickly. Look at that. I'm just getting back into kind of like the general mindset of playing Total War titles. It's been so long. I needed a break. I mean, I've spent nearly 10 years constantly playing it, and it's still the bulk of my channel's content for the most part that I've played in the past. But I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it in my own way. And again, I just like the visuals. I like telling stories. I like learning about mythology. I'll mention a few mythological details to you. I've only done a few things for this one, but I did it a lot in my Achilles campaign, which you should definitely check out, by the way. I would love to meet Achilles here. We could change up the mythology. Instead of Memnon being the one who gets killed. It would be Achilles getting killed. Alright, so over here you can see that we easily took out that blasted group. Now we've got all of my javelin men, all of my archers who also moved up. Now we just have them all condensed into one area. I don't have any complaints about doing this, and I'll tell you why. They chose to do that. They're already surrounded, so it's okay. It won't happen in every battle, trust me. If it could, I would have it happen in every battle, but it can't. These guys are just unique and easy for me to take on. And also, remember back to Medieval 2, and if you've not played it, you could fight an entire battle without being touched once, just by using some ranged units, especially if you were to shoot from a hill. Alright, there we go. They're all done for. Back to Elysium they go, and we've won the battle. Huh, not bad, right? Yeah, he's probably dead now. And you know what I'm gonna take. It's pretty simple. Replenishment for a very simple battle. That's why I did use him in such an aggressive way. That way, we would be able to patch up our army. Alright, so now if I want, I'll be able to pick up that unit. I've got more happiness, not that I really need it. I don't need to worry about that. And we should probably pray or something in order to safely make it over here. We've got people who hate me quite a bit. And they've got to be destroyed. Now, if I beat them, I'll gain some very nice giants. If I take all of you now, my only issue is that you are a lot of bronze. But again, they are Spear Masters, so I'm going to think about it. We'll see in time. As for right now, I've got to head over here. They do show you what you're able to pick up once you raise any one location. So you don't need to use your War Spoils menu. You could just come over here and just have a little look like that. Okay, there we go. Upgrade a Horde army. That's done too. And Call of the Mother. Another group to take out. If I see them, I'll get them. I don't need to go after all of them. It's a choice for me. Construct an altar. So now I've got to do that. It's only a mission. Not an epic mission, but they'll still give me 500 wood, so I'm sure I'll do it. I'll need to probably pray to Poseidon if I want to travel safely over here. Now, they want me to do what? They want me to get the Canaanite Brothers Royal Decree. If I pick that up, I get Megiddo. Oh, alright. 1,000 food, 300 bronze, 2,000 wood. So I'll change up my units as I continue to do so. Now, I can't do anything over here yet. I need more population growth. I am getting a lot. That was intentional. I could upgrade over to what? A Stele for the Pharaoh? No, not right now. As I do like my many Ethiopian units. Ooh, more replenishment again. Yeah, check that out. Our buildings wouldn't be any cheaper, so I'll have to wait to see that. Now, let's come back over here. We need to certainly pick up my new units. Rumors of war abound now. Evidently, they will wage war at any stage. Even if Menelaus of Sparta was to get Fair Helen back, his allies would find another pretext to bring doom and slaughter across the Aegean before the gates of sacred Troy. The major question, then, concerns where exactly you stand. If I support them, they're gonna like me more. I've got to do it. I'm a Horde faction, so I've got that advantage. Now, I did properly pray over to Poseidon. We're okay now. I don't need to worry. Did I double up? Sure, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I like him. So now we just need to move a little bit further. Let's move over here to Arcasia, and hopefully, soon, burn it down. We're getting closer, and we do have a new epic mission. Your great host grows by the day, but if you were to reach the Troad and render aid to the House of Priam, you will need to make your way through Crete. In Knossos, the perfidious king Idomeneus guards the Spartan ruler Menelaus' rear, blocking you from reaching your destination. It is time to teach the Cretans the folly of standing against mighty Memnon. So that would give me, wow, a nice efficiency bonus over to my royal decrees. That way we could finish up a bit faster, and a lot more experience too. In time we'll pick up another army. That way we'll be able to fight in multiple areas, especially if we could raise many areas that would only benefit us economically. Now, let's have a look over here real quick. I've got what? Still a few benefits going on. I'm able to travel freely. I can't see any units over here, but they could still be there. I'm not very close just yet. They've got 10 total. That's a lot. I could wait them out. Now, giants would be interesting. I don't need giants. However, they wouldn't hurt. And I do have my Spear Masters. There we go. Okay, have a look at that. If I wait it out, they'll begin to lose units right away. That's really powerful. And also, I could wound them. I'm going to, sure. Let's do that. Though I do wonder, Could I just continue siege and be okay? I'm hoping so.
Time to test
I wouldn't mind waiting them out again. It would be a great way for me to break apart their faction. But there we go, we have our mission. Now, in order for me to complete another mission, I've got to come over here. See that? I've got to get sand souls, expert trackers, and finally, Canaanite brothers. I would get more camp followers from Canaan, and also their territory too. But soon, gold. Once we're back, the Dawn blessed Memnon is going to bring the fight to Crete. Thank you for watching, everyone, and do look forward to a new part very soon. Until then.